Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to start putting the plumbing in for the maple farm right behind me here. As you can see behind me, I've got the building painted out here. I've got all four corners laid out. So today we're going to start putting in some plumbing. Here we go. I've got everything calculated now. Don't mind that first mark that we put down. I'm not running this pipe the whole length of the building, to heck with that. So I got it laid out a little bit better now. I'm going to bring them straight out the back wall. So my drain's going to run right up here, right alongside of my evaporator for 12 feet. So there's that drain there. Now we got the other side of the evaporator, the drain right there. And then we have the drain over there for the RO. So basically 90 coming down Y right here. And then that goes up to that drain up there. So much easier. You can see that paint line coming all the way down across here. I'm not hand digging 60 feet or better, no way. So this is quicker. I can get them right both out the back, and they'll daylight right out the back here. It drops right off about 8 feet. I'll end up putting a stone ditch down in here probably to, so it doesn't wash it out. I think we're good here. Comes up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, about 12 fittings and about 110 feet of 3-inch scheduled 40 pipe and 30 feet of 2-inch scheduled 40 pipe. So I'm gonna head to the hardware store, grab all this stuff, come back here and start hand digging. I got some drain going in. It's not bad digging out here where the building's got to sit because I got like 2 foot of item. But outside of that, it's nasty. All bones, but I'll show you what we got here. So this is the drain line. One drain line for one of the drains for on one side of the evaporator. Starts right here. I took a shot on existing and I dropped it down a foot. I got the trench in here. You can see it. My marks are at 10 feet. So there's a 10-foot mark. Right down here is a 20-foot mark. Anytime you put pipe in, usually you aim for a 1/4 inch per foot. So that's 2.5 inches on 10 feet. So we're at 5 inches of pitch and 20 feet. Dead on at that mark. I got the laser set up, so we'll check this mark right here. That's right there. We're right on right there, so all we got to do is make sure that we're a little bit lower here at the end of the pipe. And we got about 2.5 inches underneath that pipe. This one's done. I relayed this out a little bit different. I'm not digging down that whole length of that building. I don't know how much longer I'm going to do this hand digging. It's taking a long time. I can see if I can get my cousin's mini. He said I could use it next weekend, but I really need it right now. I got my pipe over here, 110 feet of pipe of 3-inch, 30 feet of 2-inch. I don't really feel like hand digging. That's a lot of feet of hand digging. We're going to glue a 90 on it. Then we're going to stick it over there in the hole. If you ever see these tops, like you can never get these tops off. Usually I have a pair of channel locks with me, but if you just tap on them, they usually loosen right up. Wow. Of course not today. We're going to have to run back over to the garage and grab a pair of channel lock pliers. By the time I get these tops loose, I'll have to dry this pipe again. It's just misty and just Memorial Day weekend here, and you think you could get a couple decent days, There we go. We're going to glue the 90 on this end, then we'll get it over there in the trench, and then we're going to get that 90 so it's plumb. So a lot of mistakes. I watch a lot of plumbing videos on the internet. I don't know why, because I know how to plumb, but I just watched this video. I can't remember which one it was, but this guy, he put it in and he never put a level on the top of the 90. So his pipe was torqued like that. You got to set a small 1 foot level on top of this 90 this way or this way. That way you know if you're level this way and this way. Because you don't want your fittings sticking up out of the ground like that. Yeah, that's no good. You wouldn't be able to, can't get into it with whatever else you got to bring into it. So this thing has to be sitting perfectly level. Come on, baby. That's on there. We'll give it a little 1/4 turn, just hold it on there for a minute, let it set up, and we'll carry it over there and we'll drop it in the trench. I'm going to just cut a piece, stub it up, leave it high. Then when Harry comes in and sets the drains, because he's got to dig it down so you can get concrete all the way around the drains, because the drain's got to get pre-poured in before he pours the floor. So I'm just going to leave this stubbed up. I'll put some duct tape on top of it so no leaves or water can get in the drain system. And then when it comes time, he'll set the drain, he'll cut that off and then make that connection. Here we go, we'll take this over there. Actually, I got thinking before I do that, I'm gonna glue a coupling on this. That way it's done. Stub coming out of the drain is 4-inch. So we have to reduce from 4 to 3, which I have those. You're gonna work the leather right off those gloves today.
Well, I've done a lot of work.
I got the pipe down in the trench. Here it is. Sitting pretty nice actually. I gotta show you this. 2.5 inches of pitch on that 10-foot stick. I mean, that's dead nuts. I don't think I could do that again if I tried. I was going over here. Slow. You know, there's an easy way to do things, and it's called a mini. The stick of pipe is in. I'm gonna cut a piece off and stub it up out. Gotta measure it and see. Probably like 2-foot piece. Yeah, I'm gonna make it a 1-foot piece. 1 stick in, stub up in place. I'll show you what we have. I mean, it does not get any better than that. It's plumb this way and it's plumb this way. So I'm gonna put a little duct tape on top of that hole, cover that hole now so no rain or leaves gets down in it. And we're in the process of trying to get the mini because we're gonna be out here forever trying to hand dig all this, which is kind of stupid if you ask me. So anyways, put some tape on this quick, and then the old man's been working on this hole right here. I pulled some measurements off the back wall so I know we're exactly in the same spot with this trench as we are that one over there. We'll keep chipping away at this. So this pipe, I just got it stubbing up so Harry knows where it is, but this is going to get cut off quite a ways down under the ground because the stub that comes out of them drains are about 4 inches long, which we can take a little bit off that one too. Take a little bit off that one, take a little bit off that, and then we'll be able to set that drain right down over top of that. Was able to go and get the mini, got it on my trailer, probably a little overloaded, but I only had to go like 2 minutes up the road to get it. We'll get this thing offloaded quick and we'll start getting something accomplished. Figure I better show you some of this before we bury it. So we're doing good here. We got some stuff going on. 3-inch lines up through with a 22 to a Y, another 22 coming down. This is the left side of the evaporator drain stubbed up right there. And then I have a 3-inch to 2-inch T coming over for a stub up. That's gonna be right beside the evaporator. So what I plan on doing with that is either I'm gonna catch the steam with that coming off the steam hood, and it's going to be the fill line coming from the permeate tank up top that's elevated. So that's going to come over going to the float, but I'm going to put a Y in it with a valve, and I can bypass the float and go right down into that drain. I can wash out the tank up top when I need to wash it. So we're going to get ready to bury this section right here. And then after that, we've got 2 sticks to put on right here to a 90 right here at the end, and that's going to be it. We'll stub that one up, and that'll be it. So we'll finish filling this up. All right, that baby's buried. I like it here. Everything's plumb. We just got to stub a little piece on down there to daylight so the water can, you know, go on out. And now we're gonna get in the machine. We're gonna backfill this the rest of the way, make it all pretty. Then we got to go over there and dig for the toilet and a sink line. We'll do that next. a long day. It is almost 7:45. I'll show you what we got done. All the plumbing is pretty much done. I've got one line left to put in, and that's the fuel lines that will feed the evaporator, but I'm kind of waiting on schematics because some of these are rear fired and some of them are front fired, so I need to know where that is in junction so I know where to run my lines, my fuel lines. But anyways, I'll show you what we have here. RO drain line is in right there. We've got both drain pipes on each side of the evaporator, so these marks right here are roughly where my evaporator is going to sit. Right here is going to be the outside edge, so I got about 2 feet to the drain. 2 feet to the drain. So these drain pipes, basically the drains will run up this way 12 feet, both sides of the evaporator, so this will get cut off underneath the ground once the drains are set, and then we'll stub that into the drain. So the drains will have a galvanized grate on them. Both sides, they're in, done, and then this is my drain line and my feed line for my concentrate tank that will be sitting up top. This line will eventually feed the evaporator, come into the float box. There'll be a Y there so I can shut it off, bypass it. I can run steam into this line, the water, the condensation from the steam, and I can wash the head tank. That will go out in daylight outside. Yeah, busy day today for sure. So over here, this is going to be a sink. So that's stubbed up for my sink. Over here is the toilet. And last but not least, I put this 6-inch piece of SDR in because I'll end up stubbing my my frost-free hydrant down through that. I'll come in and dig that out afterwards. So that's about almost 3 feet deep in the ground. So I'll dig underneath. Once the building's up in the slab, I'll undermine the slab a little bit and I'll be able to fish my water line right up into that frost-free hydrant. Then I'll have my hot water heater sitting right here someplace. Last thing to do, like I said, hopefully I hear tonight or first thing tomorrow morning, is where that fuel line comes in on my evaporator. And I'll have to dig one more trench for that, and we'll be 100% done with all the plumbing here in a maple farm. Long day. My dad was over here, helped me out quite a bit. It was good. All in all the plumbing's done. Next order of business, we got to dig the haunch out all the way around the perimeter for the monolithic slab. Thanks for watching.